Hello again. My name is Jakujerb or Yakujerb. Today I'm having a look at this Mercy player, Suck the Duck. Let me just quickly read his thing. Well, he made a post on r/Overwatch University, which has since been removed, so I can't actually read the original post. Which means I'm actually not sure what rank this is. Unfortunately. I think I remember gold, but I'm not sure honestly. Um, I think plat here he says, so I'm worse than the plat players that are 1000 SR below me, right? Wait, so this is 1000 SR higher than plat, so this is masters. Yeah, no, this definitely wasn't a Masters game. I'm not sure. Anyway, sorry, disclaimer. I already looked through this VOD. I watched it through once. I've probably missed a lot of things that we'll investigate. Yeah, anyway, so first things first, let's have a look at the team comp. Well, I guess let's go forward a bit for that. I always like to look at team comp and map before really moving on to the VOD. So you've got Ryan, Zarya, Echo, Sombra, Anna, and you on Mercy. I think that's all right. That's pretty good for Mercy. So first thing I want to look at is the tank comp. We've got Ryan, Zarya. Where are they? Ryan, Zarya. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Zarya. There you are. So Ryan, he really, really, really wants healing. Like more so than any other tank, in my opinion. Like a lot of tanks, Winston, Wrecking Ball, Orisa even, like can get away with a lot less healing than Ryan because Ryan has to use his body to block damage quite often, and he doesn't have an escape like half of the other tanks anyway. But that's fine because you've got an Anna to give him healing, so that's good. She's gonna heal him up, pump him full of healing. He's gonna be happy. So it's fine for you to be on Mercy. That means you as Mercy, because you've got an Anna, you as Mercy, you can focus on the DPS, which is wonderful. Mercy wants to be focusing on DPS. If you have to spend a lot of your time focusing on the tanks as Mercy, then Mercy isn't a good pick because Mercy gets a lot of her healing through this blue beam here, the damage beam. If you can't use damage beam, then that sucks. And if you're gonna be healing up tanks, you're gonna be using your healing beam a lot of the time. Anyway, so that's why Mercy is fine in this comp because you've got an Anna to heal up the tanks, so you can focus on the DPS. Alternatively, if your tanks were more mobile, then you can't get away with something like Mercy Zen. I'm not fond of Mercy Zen, but the point is you don't need an Anna. But with Ryan, you definitely want an Anna. If you've got Winston, you can do like Mercy, I don't know, Mercy Lucio. But anyway, where were we? So yeah, that's fine. Temple of Anubis, it's fine for Mercy. Not too much to say. Big open sightlines, lots of places to Guardian Angel to your team. It's good. So that's team comp and map. Moving on. So yeah, as I was saying, I want to see you stick with the DPS most of the time because that's where you're going to get the most value. So I like what you're doing right now, sticking with the Echo. Just damage boosting her for the spam damage. Although I will say, it's a little bit risky coming up here. Standing up here, you don't know what they've got yet. They might have a Widow who can just blow your head off. So a little bit dangerous. I would have liked, you could have sticked back here to heal her. You didn't have to go up here, but it's fine. It's fine being up here because you do go back and cover rather soon. So I respect that. I've got to say, like I said, I already watched through this VOD already once, and I do want to praise you. You do use cover a lot, so that's good. That's really good. Over here, I'm not too fun about sticking with the Echo. Like, these guys are already pushing. Now, the Ryan has the Anna, but there's also Zarya and... Oof, actually, I forgot about Sombra. I thought there was another DPS. So, like, you do want to be sticking with Echo. But also, this Echo is, like, kind of wasting a lot of time. Like, she's going on now, and Ryan is already dead. Because he charged like an idiot, to be fair. I will say, this Ryan is an idiot. And, for your post, you talked a lot about, how Overwatch is a game of chance, because you can get bad teammates, and yes, it will happen, but you need to know how to play around your bad teammates. So in this case, what you did is fine. Like, I like you sticking with the Echo, because I forgot there wasn't another DPS here. If there was, I would recommend you stick with them, because this Echo, I don't like the way she sticked around back here. But well, that's not fair. It's what Echo should be doing, actually. I'm just saying, I would have gone this way. Maybe it's not the right play. Anyway, following the Echo, that's good. Sorry, I have a bad habit of pausing too much. I'm gonna try to stop doing that. I am very happy that you raised the Rhine here. Although, it does come at the cost of your Sombra. It's something to consider. You could have kept your Sombra alive there instead of raising, but it's fine. I like that you're trying to keep your Rhine alive. Bless him, if I was this Rhine, I mean, he needed to shield up like yesterday, but instead he's just going full Leroy Jenkins. That's what I'm talking about. You can't do it, but you did the right play trying to keep him alive, so I've got to commend you there. After that, you get lost a bit. You could have been on Echo like half a second sooner if you went over, not under, but that's okay. Like that you're sticking on her now, damage boosting her. I like that you're switching to Zarya because she is low, although, where is Anna? Where is our Anna? Is Anna dead? Where is Anna? Anna, let's just see, F12. There's Anna. Hello, Anna. Yeah, I'm just blind, sorry. She's got the Zarya, so you didn't have to go to Zarya, but I still like that you are going to her because she was half health. If, like, better players than me, they would have probably just stayed with the Echo because the Anna had the Zarya, but it's fine. Over here, I don't like you sticking on the point. I would have liked to see you stay with Echo. You only need one on the point, and with these guys pushing up, you know, with Anna already staying on the point, and it's kind of obvious that she's gonna stay here. Like, maybe not, maybe she'll run off, but there's always this thing about, like, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. Like, one of you has to be here to keep these guys alive, and right now it's not Anna, so that's why I say I would have liked to see you follow them instead of staying on the point. But yeah, because right now, like, Echo is having to come back. If you were pushed up, like, you could have probably, like, your team could have probably burned down the shield a lot faster if you were there with them, but yeah. Not too much. It's just a what if. It's fine.
I'm taking jail.
Yeah, let's just watch. Like, right now, I like you just staying back here, healing up. Echo went in.
Damage boost engaged.
But really, I mean, it's good that you healed Diana. I want to say it's good that you healed Diana. I would have liked to see you follow Echo in sooner, but it's also really good that you stick with Diana. Both are correct plays in my mind. Except now Anna is dead, and if I remember right, you keep an eye on the kill feed. By the way, like, if we just go back a few seconds, like. When I watched this VOD the first time, I immediately saw Anna was dead, and okay, so like I said, it's good that he healed her up, because, like, otherwise she might have died sooner, but she just got Hanzo headshot. Nothing you could do about that. So it's fine that Anna died. It's not your fault that Anna died. You shouldn't have been I mean, you can't save her from a Hanzo headshot, but right now, at this very moment, you can see Anna is dead because you need to keep an eye on the kill feed. It's so important to keep an eye on the kill feed. Because you missed Anna dying, and instead of going to res her, you follow Echo. You're like, la 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 la, all this time. Like, Anna could have been alive already. You res her eventually, but she could have been alive sooner, and that would have just been the better play, honestly. I think it is... Okay, I like that you're keeping Zarya alive, sorry. I think it is the correct play to raise the Anna as soon as possible, just so you have her sooner. You've got raise off cooldown sooner. It's just like it was a safe spot. Sometimes you want to delay the raise because the spot isn't safe and your team has to clear it out, but in this situation, like, definitely you should have been there to raise her. Anyway, keeping Zarya alive is good. Going back on Echo is good. You should keep Anna alive, that's good. Keep Echo alive, that's good. Keep Anna alive, and right about now, I would call to get the fuck out, because you lost your Zarya, and Where's your other tank? Where even is your other tank? Where are long dead? So you lost both your tanks anyway. So like even if I didn't see where, like I would have either looked for Ryan or just decided to get the fuck out. Anyway, so right now I would get the fuck out. You tried to keep Anna alive and that's fine, but I would have already been like inching closer to this cover. Like you wanna, it's not safe. Like these people, if you know, they should be pushing out right now and trying to kill you. That's what they should be doing. So you should be getting out.
I remember.
You do. But I would have done it a bit sooner is all I'm saying. I do like that you got out in the end. Like staying back here, I like it. Maybe a little bit too safe. Like standing over here is exactly as safe as standing over here, if that makes sense. Well, over here you can duck over into this cover, but it's about the same. Like it's a small thing, but I think you're a bit too far back here. Like not a big thing. I hope you don't mind. I'm kind of mixing in the big things with the small things. That's probably not good because I should be focusing on the big things instead of focusing on the small things. I apologize. Oh yeah, I remember this. So over here, Ryan is what's going through his head right now is he wants to push. He's waiting to push. He really wants to just be like, okay, guys, let's go in, let's push. But the problem is like, he needs you guys to follow him when he pushes. So it's kind of frustrating as a Ryan player. So he's like shielding, like, let's go. But like, actually, I don't know what's going through his mind, but that's what he should be thinking. He should be thinking about going in. So that's what you should be expecting him to do. So I like that you're just staying safe, waiting for him to go, but then he does this. I don't know if you said anything in comms. He does get nanoed, but nano or not, this is what I like to call a suicidal play. Him charging in right here, like, you have to put your hands in your heads and be like, no, Ryan, no. Why no? I mean, like, yes, it's getting him to point, but like, you should just be shielding and going, or going left. Like, I would say shielding and just walk in. Well, shield hop. You need to learn how to shield hop and run. But anyway, I like Grace. Charging in like this is the worst thing he can do. It's like, it's good that he has a nano. It increases his odds of survival. But in any case, so we've got a suicidal play. That's what I'm calling this. This is a suicidal play. He's going in and he's probably going to die. He's definitely going to die without your support though. So with a suicidal play, you've really got two options. Either you can give up on the fight and stay out and just accept that this is a lost fight, which will be the correct answer a lot of the time. But the second option is to back him up, to try to support his suicidal play. And right now you've got Valk. So you kind of do neither. You go in halfway, you just like come here, you're not really supporting Ryan, and then you just kind of, okay, well, sorry, I got confused by blue dragons. What I was gonna say, you kind of just come in halfway, you don't really commit, you don't really go in. I would have Valked the moment I saw, okay, well, because like I said, I watched this already before, so I'll tell you more or less the moment I decided you should press Valk. Right here, I would have pressed Valk. You've got to use Valk to win this fight. This Ryan is, I mean, it's now or never is what I'm saying. Like, he's in. Ryan is just in. Either he dies or she dies, you know? Like, so either you get the fuck out or you try to keep him alive. And Valk is your tool to keep him alive. So I would have definitely Valked in this situation. I think you could have won the fight. So this is, like I said, I need to differentiate small problems with big problems. This is a big problem. You end up dying. Let's watch that again. You end up dying to the Hanzo dragon. Right here. If you used Valk, you wouldn't have... Oh, you die with Valk! I didn't even notice when I watched it earlier. You do pop Valk, but you pop it too late and you die. Oh god, that's horrible. So the popping Valk thing, like, it's a bad reflex to use Valk when you're about to die. That's definitely something you need to unlearn. Like, you can use it a second before you die, or 2 seconds before you die if it can keep you alive. But if you use it like less than a second before you die, that's really, really bad, and you shouldn't be doing that. But apart from that, like when you were back here, you should have popped Valk and tried to just support the fuck out of the point, because like I said, it's now or never. Like either you're gonna win this fight by pumping everything into this Rhine to try to make his suicidal play work, which, you know, it's not going to work at higher ranks. Like, even if you use Valk, it's not going to work at higher ranks. But you won't get these Rhines at higher ranks. But because your Rhine charged in like an idiot, you really, really, really need to, either give up or go in. And like I said, you just did neither. I think, let's just imagine you're up here healing him right now. He's bionated right here. So you do like a solid 90 healing per second on him right now. Like, maybe you wouldn't have been able to keep him alive. But I think that the odds were there. Like, if you were healing him sooner, if you didn't even get to half, I think you could have kept him alive. And if you kept him alive long enough, you could have even rezzed Anna. Where's Anna's body? I can't see it because I'm not on Mercy right now. Can I see it from here? No, I can't. Anyway, so I think, okay, here's her body. I think it's this one. You could have raised her right here. And I honestly think you could have won this game. Like, you could have capped right here, I think, if you invested instead of dying. So that's a if you want an example of how you could have won this game, it was you should have Valked. You shouldn't have died into that Dragon Strike, and you should have made sure to keep these people healthy on the point. Anyway, I'm gonna stop going on about that. Let's just fast forward.
Damage increase. Thank you. Oh, get them off me.
I like that you're raising Og here. That's good. Very safe res. Well, you could have stood closer to the corner. Like, you really want to break this sight line with these guys, because Hanzo's here somewhere. Where's Hanzo? There he is. Like, if Hanzo was standing here, he could headshot you, but if you were standing here, like, you would have been more safe. So that's a small thing. Like, I'm sorry again for focusing on the small things. Like, I'm just saying, I like this res. It's relatively safe. It could have been even safer, but I like it. I like it. I like you damage boosting the Og there. I don't like you healing him when he's bubbled, but I like you damage boosting him now. And then healing him, but at some point you're gonna have to switch over to focusing on the DPS again. Or, okay, well, also another thing, you've got Zen now. Like, the moment you realize you've got Zen now, you might want to think about getting off Mercy, because Mercy Zen is just a low healing comp. It can work, but it is just... players at these ranks are used to having more healing. It's a bad habit, but it's what they're used to. So that's all I'm saying. You want more healing than Mercy Zen in general. Like, you can play Mercy Zen, it can work, but it's harder. So I would have thought about getting off Mercy when I noticed there's a Zen. Anyway, you should also be keeping him alive. You can't keep everyone alive. Like, you could have saved that Echo, but then you might have lost the Zen, so it's fine.
I'm taking care.
Yeah, not too much you could do here. Like, what you're doing now is fine. Honestly, it's right now your comp is bad. You've got Hog Zarya, which, I mean, if you're playing Hog Zarya, you shouldn't be pushing through your... Hog Zarya doesn't have the power to walk through this gap. If you're going to play Hog Zarya, at least go through these tunnels where it's a bit safer. Or even on the right side. Like, I'm definitely not main with Hog Zarya. But in any case, you guys have a bad comp. So, not much you could do about that, indeed. I like you staying safe. I like you arguably... Okay, actually, no, I was confused. I thought your Orisa died, but you don't have an Orisa. So, actually, your Echo is popping off right now. It's wonderful. Yeah, you should raise that. Definitely. If Echo dies, maybe you could have kept her alive. That is the thing. I saw you a few times I'll point it out when it happens later on, but there is a res you go for where you sacrifice a teammate to get that res, and I'll tell you when it happens and why it's bad. I don't mean to get ahead of myself. Let's see, I like you staying here. Ah, God, it sucks that Hog got hooked. You need to try to keep him alive, but it's probably not gonna happen. You stayed on damage boost a bit longer. Again, like, it probably wouldn't have made a difference, but you could have been on healing like half a second sooner. You know, that half a second could have made a difference. It wouldn't have, we can see through the power of retrospect, but it could have. There was a universe where switching half a second sooner did make a difference. You know, sometimes it's just a combination of all the little things.
You've got this.
I like what you're doing now, pocketing the echo.
Moving up. You should be at peak performance level.
She does get headshot, not your fault. You can't save anyone from Hanzo headshot. That's one of the reasons I hate Hanzo.
The battle continues.
So over here, the moment I see McCree, there's something you've got to realize. Well, here's my rule for pulling out Mercy Pistol. You'll pull out Mercy Pistol when you can get a kill that no one else on your team can. And in this case, it is McCree. Instead, I already know you're gonna start pocketing the Echo. And why don't I agree with that? Let's look at this through Echo's point of view. Where is she? Yeah, this one. She just got raised. She thought she was dead. She's disorientated. It takes people a few seconds to get their bearings when they get raised. So let's just see what she sees when she's raised. Okay, she does get him, but actually, I've got to hand it to the Echo. That was good. But there was a chance that she could have focused in front of her instead of on the left. So that's why in this situation, I would have just pulled out the Glock. I would have shot McCree. I wouldn't have bothered trying to keep Echo alive, because I think in this situation, your odds of getting the kill on the McCree are better than your odds of Echo getting the kill on McCree. She does, because, I mean, that was actually pretty badass what she did there. But you can't really expect that of your team. The point is, I would have pulled out the Glock there.
Damage amplified.
So yeah, again, waiting to re-engage. Yeah, you can go in now. You've got all 6 of your team. Your team's coming up to 6 ults, but even so, like, you should be thinking about using Valk at this point for this fight. Okay, so over here, I really don't like what happens here. These guys are gone. You can't fly to them. And Echo broke line of sight with you. You shouldn't let that happen. You were standing here, like, trying to support both, but both of them have gone in, and you're not with them. So right here, it's scary because you're not on Echo right now, and you're not on them. So, you know, if Echo dies right here, you're basically screwed because you can't catch up to these guys. So the point is, like, you should have gone to Echo like a second sooner. You shouldn't have been standing here like as long as you did, because now Echo breaks line of sight with you. You can't fly to her. Like, I think, I'm not sure if you have the setting. There's a setting for Mercy's Guardian Angel, the fly ability, which lets you fly to the person you're beamed with. So you saw like your beam was still attached to Echo for like half a second, even though she was around the corner. You could have used that to get to her faster. Anyway, you go this way, you see Echo, it's all good. Like, that is good. She could have gone this way, and then again, you would have been screwed. But, like, even that small line of sight break there is not something you want to happen. You get back to her quickly. So it works out fine in this case, but it might not have. I really don't like this. I don't know what you're shooting at. Presumably the McCree, but that's not gonna happen. So yeah, that was bad. You're using Valk. I like it. I actually really like it, and it helps you keep your team alive. You even duck behind the pillar for high noon. I really love it. Like this right here is perfect. You're keeping people alive. You're damage boosting, keeping people alive. It's perfect. I even like the res on the hog. Like the last 10 seconds of that, since the moment you hit Valk, was perfect. complaints.
Score. Ready for battle.
Anyway,
And under better circumstances too.
yeah, sorry, let's just fast forward, let's get back to it.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2.
So again, your comps changed a bit, so let's look at your comp. So you still have the Sombra, you can't pocket Sombra, and the Torb. So I don't like Mercy in this comp, I really don't, because you don't, like, Torb isn't a great hero to pocket. Like, okay, any hero does better, like, with a Mercy up their ass. Like, Zarya, that's fine. Like, she does better with a Mercy up her ass. Just some heroes are better suited for it than others. And Torb isn't one of them. Torb's got a lot of health, so he doesn't need, like, one of the nice things, like, if you've got a damage beam on someone and they take damage, you can instantly change to healing beam. So pocketing someone is great because you can just keep them alive. Torb doesn't need that. He's got a lot of health, he's got some armor, and he's got the ability to give himself an extra 100 health. 100 armor extra. So he's tanky. He doesn't need you. Sombra doesn't need you. So in other words, like, your best target as Mercy your best target to pocket in this comp would be the tanks. And like I said earlier, if you're going to be pocketing tanks, then Mercy isn't the best person for the job. So yeah, I would have definitely thought about switching off Mercy. Yeah, over here, a little bit dangerous. Because Ashe, where's Ashe? Is this Ashe? No, that's Kree. They have Kree and Ashe. Is Ashe up here? Where's Ashe? I heard Ashe shooting at you. Where is she? There's Kree. There's Bull. There's Hog. Where's Ashe? There's Ashe. Hello, Ashe. Sorry about that. So yeah, both Kree and Ashe are currently shooting at you specifically. They want you dead. You or Torb, I'll give them that. They hit the shot on Torb, but you're standing a bit out in the open for a bit too long, is what I'm saying. They're currently shooting at you, so you don't actually want to be standing here, because you could just die right now. Although you are keeping these guys alive, they shouldn't be here. They should be back up. So, like I said, you've got to help your dumb teammates. Like, they shouldn't be here, but you should be helping them, but you shouldn't be here. So where should you be? You could be down here, for example. This would be much better. Then Ashe or McCree can't shoot you. You could be over here. It's not great. You could be over here, for example. But over here is just, like, very, very, very dangerous. You could have died.
Where does it hurt?
Like, in general, you're very good, but I do feel need to point out your errors.
I'm under attack!
Honestly, I would have gone for this res. I would have died to it. So I don't blame you for that at all. I would have done the same, 100%. So this fight, I don't think it's your fault. So sometimes it isn't. Sometimes there just isn't much you can do. If both of... Okay, well, if you've got Sigma, Zarya, and they're over here, and the enemy team are on them, then you're pretty much screwed. You know, if it's a Ryan, he can hold his ground. If it's an Orisa, she can hold her ground. Zarya, Sigma, like, it's... Zarya, Sigma, well... First of all, Zarya Sigma isn't a great tank line. They don't have that much synergy. It's okay. It's like a scuffed Zarya Rhine. But Sigma specifically wants to keep his distance. He doesn't want the enemies in his face at all. He doesn't want to... Sorry, I'm rambling on. Point is, it's bad. Not your fault this time. Sorry, I went on a bit, but I really, really, really hope you find all this useful. Some fights you just can't win, but I'm here to tell you, in this game there are a few fights you could have won. And I should stop fast forwarding. The action has started. Zarya needs your help. You keep her. Okay, you don't keep her alive, but you tried. So it's the thought that counts. This is the moment I was talking about. So right here, you go and you raise the Zarya, but the Sombra was 1 HP up here. So if it were me, I would have gone to heal the Sombra instead of going for the Riz. Why do I say that? General rule of thumb. Well, you can only do one thing at a time as Mercy. You can heal, you can Riz, or you can damage boost, but you can't do two of them at the same time. So if you let's say there's two scenarios. Number one, you Riz Zarya and Sombra dies. It sucks. Number, you lost a teammate. You gain one, you lose one, whatever. Zarya is more important than Sombra, so maybe there's an argument to be made there. But what I would have done if you had flown to Sombra, you heal her, and then you go back, and then you Riz Zarya. That would have probably been the better move because then you've got two alive teammates. Now, of course, in this situation, Anna does go and heal Sombra, so she doesn't die. But if we just go back a second, F9, where is she? Yeah, me personally, when I see this, like I am there, you never want to see this. A diva could kill her across the map right now, which, she's, as it turns out, Anna gets her. She's relatively safe behind this pillar, but I think your instinct, you should make it your instinct to save Sombra before going for the Riz. If you've got a teammate that's one, they're the priority instead of the Riz target. Now, we'll say unless, it's Riz that you have to get now or never, which, as it turns out, it is because Hog is actually right here. So, let's say you don't go for that Riz and Hog pushes up so that you can't get the Riz later. Then the Riz would be the correct play. But you didn't see the Hog. You didn't know he was there. You didn't know if he was coming or going. I don't think you had any intel on the Hog. So you didn't know that was the case. Sorry, I'm really droning on this, but long story short, if you've got one target that's critical, focus on them before going for a Riz. In this case, it doesn't matter, but it does, it needs to be your instinct. In that split second, you need to decide to go for the one half The rest is fine, staying safe, keeping people alive, and you guys win this fight. Yeah, I'll do like the moment you hear Anna say, I need healing, you try to find her and heal her. That's wonderful. Your second healer should always be your number 2 priority. I'll say number 1 is main tank, number 2 is your second healer. Unless you've got a win condition like an ult. If you've got a Genji with Nanoblade, then he's your number 1 priority. But in general, I like... The point is, I like seeing you healing your ally here. It's good. She goes and heals herself because she doesn't trust you. Again, I don't think this is Masters. She didn't trust you to heal her, so... This isn't a Masters game. Okay. So, I will say over your big fight, I would have Valk right here even. I would have Valked a bit sooner. You do Valk soon. Valk now. I would have Valked sooner. Reason being, well, number 1. Staying alive. You need to stay alive. But also, it's worth mentioning you guys blow 4 ultimates for this fight. So I was kind of in 2 minds between Valking sooner or not Valking at all. I don't like, okay, I love what you're doing. I love blocking people like this. Like I said, my rule for the pistol is when you can get a kill that no one else can. Like right here, Torb can't. Okay, well, maybe he can, but he probably won't. Sombra can, maybe she. I mean, probably not. Point is, like, no one else is threatening this Ash, but you can. You're in a prime position to threaten this Ash. So that's why, in my mind, it's good that you pulled out the Glock, because no one else could. It is worth mentioning, you know, maybe you should have been healing your team instead, but I like it. You've got to pull out your Glock at least a few times a game as Mercy, and you do, so it's good.
Damage increase.
At the start of the game, I was going to accuse you of not pulling out your Glock at all, but you do a few times throughout the game, so I'm happy. I do like the little super jump there. It's not a perfect super jump, but it's good. It's good.
The battle continues.
Thank you, Angela.
Over here, you're staying back for no reason. Like, two scenarios. Either your team is in danger or they need you, in which case you have to go, or there is no danger, in which case, like, you may as well go. So, like, you had no reason to stay back there. Small thing, there wasn't danger, so it was option B, but it could have been option A, and there is danger and your team needs you.
I have big plans for you.
Yeah, it's fine for now, just chill. I like you trying to save the Sombra.
Let's get you back
Yeah,
out
not
there.
much to say there, that's good.
Damage boost engaged.
Well, arguably, like, I will say with Sombra, she generally goes for health packs, or she comes to you for healing. So you could have also been damage boosting in the time. Either, like, I don't know. I think in retrospect, damage boosting would have been better, but I also do like that you healed the Sombra. So either way is good. Ooh. Over here, things are getting a bit scary. So right here, these guys are getting pushed this way, but you're over here, so you're basically like, if these guys push now, then you're gonna get separated from them. So you want to fly over to them as soon as possible. So well, sooner than this anyway. So now these guys are back here and you can't heal them, but if you had gone to them sooner, you would have been able to. Like, I get it, it's risky flying over here, especially like with all hog going on and everyone shooting here, but like, you really, really don't want to get split off from your team like this. Like, not having line of sight with these guys is bad. It's worth the risk to fly over to them. I like you pulling out the Glock, I like it, I like it. In this case, reason being, well, first of all, because you're behind them, so I like that. You're forcing him to turn around, making this guy's job easier. And secondly, like, you've got to. I like clearing people off of raised targets. Like, I don't know, it's just something I like doing. Now you can raise. Beautiful.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Maybe not. You could have possibly saved Anna, possibly. So possibly that would have been a better play, to save Anna instead of raising, but you know, power of retrospect. Over here again, like, you're separated from these guys. You can't really help them. So at this point, I would have, I don't know, because the problem is it's dangerous around here. So if you fly over here, you're putting yourself in danger. But being separated like this, you are also in danger. Like, unless someone comes from back here to save you, like Ryan's on his way. So maybe that's what you're... Because, like, here is safe because you've got spawners coming in. But it's not like you're exactly safe right now. So you won't be much more in danger by being here, helping this Zarya. So that's one thing. Like, I would have flown to her sooner. Again, sooner is like, it's these like 2 seconds. If you just do some things 2 seconds faster, it will win you more games, and that is a fact. Sometimes it really does come down to the nail. Sometimes it doesn't, but you're coming back here. So in this situation, I think you tried I would have advised you to try to save the brig. She's going a little bit suicidal and she dies, but I would have tried to save the brig. But also, I think you were trying to. I think you tried to save the brig, but it just targeted the Sombra, which isn't really something you can help if Sombra is in front of brig. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna say you should have been healing the brig. If you were planning to, then great. If you weren't planning to, then. And yeah, you couldn't get back on point. Yeah, like I like that you're staying behind Sombra. You're trying to stay safe. But arguably, you could have been trying to make your way around. But I don't think that's very viable. I think it's fine. Maybe a better Mercy could have tried to touch, but I think it's fine. I really think this is fine. Let's move on. Next attack.
Attackers incoming in 30
Why did
seconds.
you abandon the assassins?
I never was an assassin. I killed only
Okay, so right now, again, you've got Ryan Zarya. Anna's going to take care of them, so you need to focus on the DPS. You've got Sombra, Hanzo. Again, Sombra doesn't need your help. She's doing whatever it is Sombra does. So you're going to be wanting to focus on Hanzo for the most part. The damage boosted Hanzo is scary. Like, Hanzo is a pretty good pocket target because he does so much damage. Like with his storm arrows, I think like a single set of storm arrows does something like 400, 500 damage, something crazy. Maybe it's not that much. Maybe it's like, I think it's around 400. Anyway, if you can damage boost that, that's like 200 extra damage, you know? No, wait, sorry. Mercy doesn't do 50%. She does 30. So that's like 100 extra damage, whatever. That's still really good from one storm arrow. It's good, is what I'm saying. So why are you pocketing Ryan?
You needed a doctor?
Like if you're gonna, okay, well, again, Anna should be taking care of his health. That's not your job. It kind of is because Anna doesn't see him right now because she's slow. So maybe that's okay, but like, no, that's not your job. If you're gonna damage boost him, you're gonna damage boost the fire strike, which is okay. It's not great. Still, you should be on Hanzo. You should definitely be on Hanzo right now. But not Ryan. Like, let's actually watch this from Hanzo's perspective. Let's see if damage boosting would have gotten him an extra kill. Okay, well, you could have kept him alive here anyway, as Og pushed him. Then he wouldn't have had to fall back so much, but... Okay, so through the power of retrospect, we can see that damage boosting the Hanzo wouldn't have done a thing, but you didn't know that at the time. You've gotta give your teammates the benefit of the doubt sometimes. And I still think, like, it could have made a difference. As it turns out, it wouldn't have, but it could have, and that's the important part. Like, you just need to focus on your own play. That's what is important. I'm not fond of this positioning up here. Because right here, you are going in. Like the reason you're up here is because you want to help these guys. And who are these guys? They are the tanks. And like I said, that's Anna's job. That's not your job. Where is Hanzo? You should be on Hanzo. Where is Hanzo? Hanzo. Hello, Hanzo. Never mind. I take that back. He's fucking useless. So... honestly, like... such a Hanzo, like maybe you shouldn't even be on Mercy. Ah. I like that you're keeping Sombra alive. That's good. Anna died. You should be thinking of raising her. And the reason I say thinking of is if you just go for it right now, then Hog will kill you. So just keep it in your mind. Look where she is. See that Hog is about to drop down, and when the Hog drops down, try to res her. That's what you should be thinking, but it doesn't look like that's what you're thinking at all. Well, I mean, you're thinking of keeping your team alive, which is also something I said is more important than going for a res. So there is that. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite here.
60 seconds remaining.
That's not. You shouldn't be going with Doom there. That's so risky. Doomfist is such a bullshit here. He can just jump down from there and kill you. Is he gonna? Oh. Ryan is low. He needs your help. You realize it, but look, you could have been on him like a second or two sooner.
Taking the objective. A little help would be appreciated.
Objective A.
Damage and
Defense point. Objective B.
Not sure what you did there. Keeping Zarya alive
You
is
got
great.
this.
60 seconds remaining.
You should be at peak performance level.
In case you couldn't tell, I'm getting a bit exhausted. I apologize. I'm gonna pause
My
and take a
ultimate
drink
is
of
ready.
water. Be right back. Hang on. All right, we're back. I think. Yeah, rewind a bit.
You've got this. Let's
60 seconds remaining.
Let's see. Again, this is one of the things I was saying. If you have to spend so much time keeping the tanks alive, then Mercy isn't
My
worth
ultimate
it.
is ready.
And it shouldn't be your job, but like,
Let's get to that outcome.
this isn't what makes Mercy great at all. Ooh, don't damage boost. I don't know when you start damage boosting, but you could have potentially saved Ryan there. Saving Ryan there is saving the fight. I don't know if it would have saved it, but it could have.
I'm taking care of him.
Yeah, that's good. Just get out. Ooh, no, stop going in. This is a scary situation. These two are going into the shield. Sombra can escape, Hansa cannot. Which brings me back to the thing I said about suicidal teammates. Either go full on in with them, or get the fuck out. In this situation, I think it's definitely a get the fuck out situation because, I mean, half of your team is already dead, or on their way back from spawn. I think is your. Yes, Ryan is here, and you've got 2 down. So basically, it's only you three. Only you, Hanzo, and Sombra. There's no way in hell that you three win this fight. So, you can't. You shouldn't be going all in to win this fight because you cannot win this fight. So you should be getting the fuck out. Instead, you go in, or again, you do neither. You just kind of stay in no man's land. Going in full would be a bit more forward, but.
Engaged.
Yeah, and you die for it. So, I don't know. Like,
I'm taking.
you were trying to keep the Hanzo alive. I get that. But it should definitely not. Like, your safety is a priority. So,
30
even here,
seconds
like,
remaining.
if you really want, you can try to stay here for cover. It would help a little bit. Or even try to come back here. Like, you just want to be away from these guys. From this Anna and this Marissa. So, I mean, it's just not safe where you're standing right now.
Healing stream engaged.
Yeah, no way you look at it. Like, even if you really, really, really wanted to save the Hanzo, which I don't think is worth it, like, I would have called to get out because it's only 3 of you. The 3 of you cannot win. Like, even if you kill Arissa, what next? Are you gonna kill Anna, kill Mercy, kill Hog? I mean, I guess miracles do happen, but that would be a miracle. Without your tanks, especially. And in the end, you do die for it. So yeah, that's definitely another mistake. You should have got him out.
Never
I
die.
like that you're using Valk to get back. With 7.5 seconds left on the clock, you don't have time to walk back. So definitely like that you're using Valk to get back.
Where does it hurt?
Let's just go with normal speed. So over you're not healing or damage boosting anyone, and you're just kind of going in. Okay, you do get flashbanged by accident. That's not your fault, but like I don't get why you're just going in without healing or damage boosting. Oh, because you're. Oh, of course. Sorry, I want. That's one thing that throws me off about the replays. Not being able to hear the ticking of the clock. The first time I watched it, it was obvious that no one is going to touch, and you were trying to touch. So, the first time I watched it, I actually got it. I wasn't asking any questions, but so sorry about that. You should have been healing, but like in this situation where no one can touch, I mean, it's hopeless anyway. It feels bad.
Score 2-3.
I do think I should talk a bit because like your whole thread was about like
Initiating match.
it's a gamble because it's not your fault that you lost, and I kind of have to agree in this match. I don't think you could have won this game on Mercy. Now, I will add that part on Mercy. I do think you could have had a lot more impact on other Euros, but it would have been really tough to win this game on Mercy. I do think it's possible. Like, there were a few situations where you could have turned the fight, and turning a fight leads to winning, you know? You never know where the alternate timeline goes on, where you win one fight that you would have lost, but you could have definitely won your team a fight or two, and that's what it's about. It's oh my god, your Reinhardt is suicidal. Look at this idiot. What does he think he's gonna achieve? Moira can try to keep him alive, but like half of you are in here. Oof. So it feels bad. Sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes you just get idiot tanks who are completely suicidal and just okay, well maybe he got knocked down. Actually, before I call him an idiot tank, let's see why he was down there.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Okay, you got knocked down. I apologize, Ryan. I am so sorry for calling you an idiot tank. I thought you jumped down, but no, ball knocked you down. So, actually, like, still, you shouldn't have been standing here or argue. Sorry, I play Ryan a lot, so it's not nuanced. I want to say you shouldn't have been standing here just holding up his shield because it doesn't. The only person standing behind his shield and sniping is Mei. So, you know, if you had like an Ash or something behind him, or Junkrat, or you know, if standing here and shielding makes sense for two reasons. Number one, scouting. You want to stand here and see what does the enemy have, and you absolutely need to do that. Like, you can't stand here and know what the enemy is running. No. You have to stand here, unfortunately. So that does make sense to stand like here, hold your shield up, see what they've got. Very important. The second one is if the people behind your shield are shooting at the enemy, and quite importantly, like that, they have to have more firepower than the enemy team. Should I even get into this? I'm sorry for getting into this. You are a Mercy player. This isn't your job, but I want to talk about it anyway. This Ryan player, he shouldn't have been standing, well, like I said, either because it's scouting, and if it's scouting, you could have been standing here. It would have been safer. Like, yeah, you generally want to be standing next to cover so that if for any reason you need to drop your shield, you can just get back in cover in no time. That's important. So you shouldn't have been standing here for that reason. But if he's going to be standing here, it's also because he's got power behind him shooting the enemy, and he doesn't. He's only got a Mei. Done. I'm done with that rant. I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm sorry, Ryan, for blaming you. You got knocked down by Bull, so that's not his fault. It still just does feel bad. Like, him being down here is so dangerous. He's trying to charge out, which I think is a good move. Like, it's a YOLO move, but it's still one of the only things that can keep him alive at this point move. So good on him.
Well done.
Hey, guys, you're not doing much back here. not your fault. I think it's fine that you were on these guys, Junkrat. I think it's fine that you're leaving him now too as well. But I think it's fine that you were on him.
Healing stream engaged.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, no, like it's good that you're trying to keep him alive. He's on the edge. You don't keep him alive, but it's good that you were trying to keep him alive. And now you go for the res. That's almost a little bit risky because these guys are in danger right now. Whereas there, she should heal up the Ryan, but even so, this is another one of those situations where it's like, is it better to keep Ryan alive or is it better to res Winston? And the answer is, I think either might have been the right call. Pulling out the Glock and shooting at McCree, I'm fine with that. As a way to alert your team of McCree's presence if you're not in comms. If you're in comms, just shout, McCree behind, and then your team's going to deal with it, or they should anyway. But if you're not in comms, if you don't have a mic, then shooting at McCree like this is a great way of telling your team, yo, there's someone behind, look at them. So I'm fine with that. But also, you should also keep an eye on Ryan, like he's low. He might need your help. Or Moira, she might need your help. So I like that you're doing it, but you should only do it for like a second or two, just to make your team aware of his presence. And it does seem like you're doing that, so I've got to praise you. You did the right thing, in my opinion. That damage boost there. Not sure I like it. Not sure I like it.
Let's get you back out there.
You're doing fine right now, keeping everyone alive. I think your Moira died somewhere in that fight. Yeah, so you're solo healing for the time being, which is rough. I mean, sometimes that's going to happen. So right now you just have to keep everyone alive because Moira's on her way back. Which also means that these idiots should get in cover. I'm sorry, it does make me angry because, I mean, why stand here? Why is Winston does nothing standing here? I'm sorry.
You needed a doctor?
Moira should almost be back. Yeah. Which is great. They could go back to damage boosting someone. Falling down here is unfortunate. I don't think you planned it, but I don't think you should have stayed up here. I'm so sorry. You fly back up, which is good. Not much happened in that time, so not much lost, but that was a mistake, obviously.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, I think it's good that you valked. I really do. Things are getting a bit hairy with this Earth Shatter, with people being down. You need to think about keeping them alive. Who got knocked down? Moira? Yeah. So you want to be thinking about keeping them alive, so that's wonderful. I like that you're valking there. Ooh, I don't like that. I kind of like it in a way, but oh wait, this is your Winston with the red bubble. It messes me up because that's a friendly bubble, not an enemy bubble. But still, like that's not really your job. I like that you're doing it. Like sometimes you need to take matters into your own hands and kill the damn enemy supports because your team is too useless to do it. So I respect that. I respect that really. I wholeheartedly respect it. But also, it's worth noting that I think you should have been focusing on your team at that point instead. Like, May is low. She could have been in danger. There were people... I think there were people over here who were in danger, but... At the end, the turn... Like, I don't know, I like it. I like it. It's spicy. I don't like that you're going for Sombra right... Okay, for Junkrat right now. He's waiting for the self pack, which... one of those things, sometimes DPS players just don't trust you to heal them, so they'll go for the health packs instead, or sometimes you're just close to the health packs, whatever is the case. You can see he's going for the health pack. He's gonna get healing. He doesn't need your help. Apart from that, he's just perfectly safe over here. Like, there are no threats. So he doesn't need your help. These guys need your help right now. They are perfectly... I mean, they are in danger. They are in actual danger. May as well. May, Winston... Ryan, they need your help right now. Trump doesn't need your help. May dies, you could have saved her. Ryan dies, you could have saved her. Him.
You needed a doctor?
Right here, you res the... Who do you res?
This is
You res
not
the
your
May
time.
instead of the Rhine. Definitely, this Rhine would have been a better res target. Like 100%. This Rhine would have been a better res target. I mean, Rhine is probably the most valuable res target in the game. So I don't know if that was intentional or a mistake, just pointing that out. Don't know what you're doing. Why did you turn her? Oh, I guess you heard noises back here. Never mind. I'm sorry to judge you. It's if you hear something, you have to look at it. Maybe not pull out your Glock, but looking around is important. Unfortunately, they die. You could have been healing there while looking around. That is something to point out. Like one of the great things about Mercy, she can heal or damage boost without or while looking in any direction. So that was a mistake. And you're dead. Maybe you could have saved that fight. Maybe. You never know. Like, there are so many times in this fight where you could have done something. Who knows? Maybe you could have turned it around.
I'm with you. Healing stream engaged.
Objective
Damage increased.
new defense point.
Also,
Objective B.
like, apart from just having to heal the tanks, which is a big thing that you're having to do constantly, which is sometimes the case. Sometimes you have to heal the tanks. Like, you can't just ignore the tanks, but it's not ideal because you really want to be damage boosting the DPS. But you're not even doing that. Even now, when you're not having to heal the tanks, you're still not damage boosting. You don't spend a lot of time damage boosting in this game at all.
You needed a doctor?
Over here, I'm not super fond. If we go back 2 seconds, sorry, I was speaking over it, but there was a cue that I heard. F9, listen for it. Listen.
Healing.
I need healing. If Moira says I need healing, she's a bigger priority than Winston. As it turns out, she really didn't need healing. She really didn't need healing. But you should have still looked. Instead you fly to
You needed a
Winston. Like,
doctor?
two things. Number one, I mean, it's not really your job to keep him alive. Like, Moira can't heal him. She can throw an orb at him. That's not great. So maybe it is your job. But I personally, like, I think Winston could have jumped back if he really needed healing. That's something he can do. He can just, if he's like below half health, he's not yet, but if he's below half health, he should just jump out. So, but if Moira died, then that would have been a big problem. So, as it turns out, she didn't need healing, but she said she did. So you should have at least looked. You should have at least looked. Now she doesn't. You go heal her. That's great. But what if she died in that time? Then that would have absolutely been your fault for not even looking at her when she says, "I need healing." See, like that. That's what I'm talking about. If he needs healing, he can just do exactly what he's doing right now. It makes like he could die during this. It's just really unlikely.
Performance level.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get them off me.
Yeah,
Ich
I
kümmere
wouldn't
mich
block him.
dich.
I might, but I wouldn't.
Remaining.
I don't know. Maybe I would have. Maybe I would have. Oh god, good res. Definitely a good res. I approve of the res and then getting earth shattered. You didn't have any warning on that, so I can't really blame you.
I've got you.
I love the super jump there. Very good. And this is so unfortunate. I would have also thought you're safe here, but I'm afraid not. Like, that's actually insane. I'm dumbfounded. But I think Reaper's ult works in a cone. So like, instead of going like May bubble, it doesn't go like whoop. It just goes like a line here and a line here. If that makes sense. Sorry. Like, I know you can't really see what I'm saying, but the point is it's in a cone, not a bubble. It's not a bubble. It just goes like straight up, like over here in this radius, instead of making like a. I'm sure you get it. Anyway, so that's really unfortunate. I feel bad for you dying here. I think what you did was the right thing. I would have encouraged it if you didn't do it, but it just sucks. Anyway, I really do hope you learned a lot. It was a tough game for sure. It was definitely a tough game, but I do think it was winnable. There were a few times where what you did might have changed the outcome of a fight. Even if it didn't, like, it's still about doing the right thing, doing the thing that might win you a fight. So that's probably why you've got a 20% win rate. Like, you do bad plays. I hate to say it, but you do bad plays. I will compliment you on a lot of things. You do use cover for the most part, not always, but for the most part, which is good. You don't really die unnecessarily often. I don't know. There's a lot I can compliment, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you learned something. Please do give me feedback. I always appreciate it. And goodbye.